What's going on, guys? Mo with Live Life Trading here. This is episode 2 of the fastest way to learn how to trade stocks. So if you haven't seen episode 1 yet, make sure you watch that video. The link should be popping up right there in that corner. Also, if you haven't done so already, make sure you join the Discord group. It's the first link down below in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe, turn on the notification bell because I will be posting a new video every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Without further ado, let's get going. Again, the software that you use does not matter. They all do the same thing. What I want you to get used to is I want you to get used to drawing your support and resistance lines. I'm just going to make sure that I'm actually streaming this because I've done this before and I didn't share my screen. I had to restart the whole video. That wasn't too fun. Anyways, this is / natural gas. I'm going to explain support and resistance to you right now because it is the fundamental concept of trading in the stock market and the foundation of any business market. You've ever heard the term buy low, sell high? That's exactly what support and resistance is, and it's one of the key things you need to know how to do as a technical trader, okay? The easiest way for me to explain support and resistance, and again, I want you to do your due diligence. Write down support in your book, leave a blank spot. Write down resistance in your book, leave a blank spot. I want you to fill those definitions in later, okay? The easiest way to find your support is literally find where the low points are on the day or on the 180-day chart or whatever chart you see. For example, the support is generally the area where a stock bounces at. So as you can see, it sold off, sold off, sold off, stopped, and bounced right here, okay? And it did this several more times. It's sold off, sold off, sold off, bounced right here. Sold off, bounced, right? So if you were to draw a support line, it would literally look just like this. Boom. Now, it's not 100%, okay? So let's make that clear. Just because you draw in a support line, it doesn't mean the stock is going to always bounce at that support line, okay? It just gives you a general idea of where the low points are and where the high points are. Now, if we were to draw a resistance, and it's exactly that, the resistance is where the high points are, where it hits a resistance and then it falls back down because that's the highest that the stock is trading at. If we were to draw a resistance line, it literally looks like this. Now, if you followed my previous video on how to set up your thinkorswim indicators, you should have this RSI right here. The RSI pretty much tells you where your support and resistance lines are. Now, because this is a supply and demand indicator, it's going to be a little bit different. For example, when this crosses below the support line, it's not going to show that it crossed below the support line here, right? The RSI actually explains in real time whether a stock is either overbought or oversold. Overbought is this red area right here. That means there are more people selling than there are buyers. Supply and demand. Oversold. Let's see if we can find one here, right here. Oversold, down here. It means there are more sellers than there are buyers. Again, simple concept of supply and demand. Now, with this, it's not going to be 100% on where your support lines are because, again, it's supply and demand, right? But you can draw your support lines in manually, and you can make your charts look like this. So, again, stock breaks above the resistance line. Remember, previous resistance levels become new supports. So, for example, this would be my previous support. Okay, and same with this. This would also be my previous support. So you can fill in the lines here. It breaks past the previous support and then it heads up to the next support. Now, or the next resistance, sorry. Now, because this broke above this resistance, it became a support line. And now natural gas trades in between this during the day. You see that? So just because you draw a resistance line here, that doesn't mean it's gonna hit this line and it's gonna start trending back down. No, it doesn't always do that. You have to be able to adjust your support and resistance lines with the market conditions. And the market is updating at a very quick rate, especially when markets open. So you need to be able to know how to do this on the fly and very well. So here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Hit this plus sign, add a new watch list. Now we're going to scroll down right here and we're going to go to lovers and losers, and you're just going to go post-market movers. Okay? It doesn't matter what list of stocks you have here. You can literally choose anything in here. Okay, maybe not anything, but you know, for the most part, I like to stick with this category right here, either lovers and losers or top 10, for example, right? It doesn't really matter what stocks you're going to be looking at because, and I don't have this linked, of course I don't, so link this, and it should change my graph, but Thinkorswim is not being nice to me right now. Here we go. So, support and resistance. All you need to do is find a list of stocks. Just put them like this, and all you need to do is literally just draw in your support and resistance lines. I want you to do this every single day until you don't need anybody's help doing this anymore, okay? Support and resistance, literally where the stock, support is where the stock bounces at, and resistance is generally where the stock stops at and starts trending back down. So easy enough, right? Let's go to the next one. Let's do this one on the fly. Boom. Here's your support. Here's your resistance, okay? Next one. Moving on. Here's your support. And here's your resistance. Boom. Done. Next. Here's your support. Here's your resistance. Now here's your new support. Or here's your new support. And here's your resistance. And because the stock broke below the support line, your new support line becomes right here, and this becomes your new resistance line. So if we extend that channel to the right, boom. See that? Now, we don't know if this stock is going to hit this line and start trending back down, or if it's going to break above this line and start trending back up. If it breaks above this line and it holds above this new support that it just created, then you can ride the margin up and make a little over 6.3% margin. That's actually a really good stock, I'm not going to lie. I really like the pattern in that. Let me check the... Yeah, so if you waited for it to break above this green SMA line and you rode it up, that's 7%. That's a pretty good stock to trade, actually. I'm going to add this to my watch list just so I remember. I'm going to add it for here right now. I'll reorganize it later, but that's actually a really good stock, I'm not going to lie. So let's move on now. Again, same thing. Support, same thing. Resistance. Is this getting redundant now? Because it should. By the time you do this, like 100 times, you should be able to know how to do this without even thinking about it, because when I do this, I don't even have to think about it. Look, downtrend. If you want to be a little more advanced with things, this is a downtrend channel. Support and resistance still works the exact same way. They are two parallel lines. However, sometimes they can slant downwards, sometimes they can slant upwards, depending on what kind of pattern it is. This is a descending pattern, right? An ascending pattern would obviously be this, but going the other direction, heading in an uptrend, right? There are three different directions that you can go with stocks. There's a downtrend, there's the horizontal, and then there's an uptrend, okay? You want to focus on things that are uptrending. So how do you know if a stock is uptrending? Check out this blue EMA line. If I were to draw an arrow on the end of this EMA line, what direction would it be pointing? I'll even draw one in for you. Look, pointing up. How do you know if it's a downtrend? Draw an arrow on the end of this EMA line. See? Pointing down. Sideways. It's horizontal. If you were to draw an arrow on this EMA line, again, it's doing the exact same thing. And keep going. I literally want you to do this 20 to 30 minutes until you get tired of it, until you're like, oh my god, this is so annoying. Like, I've done this 100 times now. Like, I know how to do this like the back of my head. Until you can do that, I want you to continue doing this, okay? This is literally all I want you guys to do, because, again, the video is called The Fastest Way to Learn How to Trade. And this is literally what I did when I started learning how to trade. This is the first thing I did. I literally just opened up a paper trade account with Thinkorswim, and I just drew support and resistance lines in. Now, You might be asking, well, how do I know if I'm drawing my support and resistance lines well? Well, perfect. This is what the Discord group is for. The Discord group is amazing. I post a lot of stuff in here. All you have to do is take a screenshot of this chart with your support and resistance lines, and then literally go into this box here, type in @founder or @schools, and it'll tag me in it, and then just be like, hey, Mo, am I drawing my support and resistance lines properly? Boom. And you know what? I have Discord on my laptop. I have Discord on my phone. I have Discord on my iPad. Discord never leaves my vicinity because, again, I'm a trader. I need to stay up to date on everything relevant with the market, and Discord is a wonderful place for that. So send me your questions. Ask me whatever you need to ask me. I'm here for you. This is the reason why I opened up this Discord, and this is the reason why I want you guys to join the Discord group. Like, I'm here for you guys. There's other moderators in the group that are here for you guys that you can ask questions for. There are other members that are also learning how to trade stocks as well. So maybe you can ask them. It's a group of like-minded individuals. The best way to learn how to do something is to network with other people who are also trying to do the same thing. For example, if you're trying to get into real estate, maybe join a Discord group with people that only talk about real estate, for example, right? You want to be in a network of people that are trying to reach the same goals as you. And if you're trying to learn how to trade, what better way than to join a chat room of other people who are also learning how to trade? And the beautiful thing about Discord is I update it a lot, okay? Any news that comes up, for example, the market is extremely volatile lately. We're setting up to have another recession. Bet you didn't know that, did you? You can figure that out with stocks because all the commodities, all the futures, all the ETFs, they all follow the general market trend. If oil is at an all-time low, and it is at an all-time low because it's around 50 something dollars right now. $50.49. Look, this is here, I'm going to show you my 180-day chart for oil. Look at this beautiful downtrend. It was peaking. It was peaking. It hit a high of 76.9. And then, look at that, down to $50. Everyone's like, oh my God, oil's going to recover, blah, 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 blah. And then starting, what is this, October 1st, I think? Downtrend. See ya, economy. So yeah, we are setting up for a recession. And the other way that I know is because you can there are indexes that you can follow that tell you what the overall markets are trading at. And the beautiful thing about stocks is that it is what the economy basically runs on, is the stock market, because there are millions and millions of traders on here every single day. Now, I think that is all I want to get into for this video. It's running a little bit long, so I'm going to stop it right here. But I want you guys to start doing your due diligence, okay? I may have talked about a bunch of extra stuff today that you probably don't need to know yet, but absorb it into your brain. These patterns that you see, drill it into your brain, because when the market is open, you can't see the full pattern. You have to identify it. And the only way you can identify it is if you see these patterns over and 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 over. You gotta see these patterns just constantly. You just have to have them stuck into your brain. Like I said, some of my students printed out that cheat sheet on the Discord. Even I did that. I took my notes down. I had my notes with me. I still, to this day, I have my notepad beside my office, my laptop. Whenever I'm trading, I refer to my notes sometimes because I need to, right? If you look at my office room downstairs, there are pictures of charts and charts and charts and charts and notes and everything is on the wall, just so that in market open I can just quickly glance and I can see and be like, oh, okay, that's that pattern, perfect. And after a while of just having to have doing this, you don't need to do this anymore. But I like to follow, I've created a habit, and it's a good habit to have. Take notes. Write down your ticker symbol format for every single trade. Have a plan for every single trade. Before I take a position, I say, hey, this looks like it's going to grow 2 to 3%. Perfect. My risk management is there. I'm going to cut losses at specifically this price. The reason I see value in this trade is because of this pattern or so and so. Every single trade. I have my entry point. I have my exit point. I draw my support and my resistance lines. I know when to get out if it goes not my way, and I know when to take profits if it does go my way. So for every single trade, make sure you do this. It's a good habit to form. And even though I'm at a stage where I'm making a decent amount of money just trading and looking at charts on my computer, I still follow the habits that I did when I first was getting started with learning. That's pretty much it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be releasing more episodes of the fastest way to learn how to trade. This is an exclusive Live Life Trading Academy video course that I will probably end up taking down at some point. So make sure you study, make sure you learn it, make sure you take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you, okay? I want everyone to hustle hard, and remember, life is good when you live life trading. Take it easy, team.